Finding the perfect home starts with RE/MAX.com, which features charming cottages, bungalows, homesteads, hideaways, and abodes. Conveniently located right in the heart of everywhere. Also includes 5 million bedrooms, 4 million bathrooms, plus every type of floor, staircase, fireplace, period detail, and some of the best schools anywhere. Find the listings you love and the agents who can get them at RE/MAX.com. That's the sign of a RE/MAX agent.
The final week of the regular season is here. Let's take a look at this week's RE/MAX Big 3 games. Let's start north of the river, where Oak Park hosts Port Osage. The Indians hit the road with a 4-game winning streak that has quietly moved them to 5-3 on the season. Port Osage's defense has been leading the way, allowing just 14 points in its last 3 games. One of those was a 49-7 win over St. Joseph Central, who took Oak Park to the limit last week. The Northmen are perfect on the season, but needed 2 TDs and a 2-point conversion to beat Central last week. The game decides the Suburban Red Conference title, so both teams want to grab the crown and head into the postseason on a high note. Our next RE/MAX Big 3 game is another north of the river, as Savannah travels to St. Pius X in a Midland Empire Conference tilt. The Savages only have 2 losses on the season to 8-0 Class II East Buchanan and 7-1 Class III Maryville last week. Savannah has been pretty consistent all season and will be looking for a good effort against the Warriors. Pius shares a loss to Maryville in its 6-2 record and are looking to build momentum heading into the postseason. Both teams are pretty much locked in their district seating, so getting a good effort they can build on will be key for both teams as they close out the regular season. The final RE/MAX Big 3 game on the Missouri side is a big Class 6 Suburban Gold matchup as Lee Summit West hosts Liberty North. Both teams stand at 7-1 with almost identical 7-point losses to number 1 ranked Lee Summit North. West is looking to bounce back from the loss to North last week and secure a number 2 seed in the districts and a gold conference title. North is locked into a top seed in its district. With the exception of allowing 26 points 2 weeks ago, the Eagles' defense has been nasty, pitching shutouts more than half the time, including a 38-0 destruction of Raymore Peculiar last week. This is the meeting of 2 of the top teams in the state, and it shouldn't disappoint. Let's jump over to the Kansas side, where the battle for the United Kansas Conference title is up for grabs as DeSoto hosts Basehor-Linwood. The Bobcats hit the road with a 5-game winning streak that started after Basehor-Linwood dropped its first 2 games of the season. The defense has given up some points, but the offense has been held less than 27 points only once in the season-opening loss to Tonganoxie. DeSoto is also on a 5-game streak of its own. The Wildcats have lost to 6A Class number 1 Washburn Rule in Week 2 and have been running over teams since that time. The offense is averaging 52 points a game, so this could be a shootout that decides the league champion. Our next RE/MAX Big 3 game is another one that will decide a conference camp as Lewisburg heads to Spring Hill with the Frontier League Championship on the line. Lewisburg is a perfect 7-0 and has taken care of its business all season long. The Wildcats have had a couple of close wins over Eudora and Tonganoxie, but outside of those 2 games, they have been dominant. Spring Hill only has a loss to Blue Valley Southwest, but has rolled through its other opponents on its way to this showdown game. These teams are in different classes, so the conference championship is job 1 this week for both programs. The final RE/MAX Big 3 game is an Eastern Kansas League showdown between St. Thomas Aquinas and Blue Valley Southwest. Saints head to play a Southwest team that has won some of the biggest games in school history this year, and Aquinas could be yet another one of those wins. The Saints have been banged up the last few weeks, so getting healthy and ready for the Class 4A postseason and getting a win will be the goals. Southwest has been a scoring machine all season long. Timberwolves been rolling, scoring 50 or more points in each of its last 3 games. This is a great EKL game to end the season as each team goes in different classes for the playoffs. Remember, you can find the RE/MAX Big 3 games each week on PrepsKC.com and the PrepsKC YouTube channel.